Okay, so now we're going to move up one level in these conversion problems, so it's going to be a tad more complicated, but it will prepare you for the next step that we've got going on, which are multiple step conversions. Again, we got to remember the labels will be established in the fractions before we even think about putting the numbers in. Make sure that the numerators and denominators conversion is going to cancel out. So let's see how this process is going to work. First question is, how many kilometers are in 4,700 centimeters? So I have 4,000, just kidding, 4,700 centimeters equals blank kilometers is the question that's being thrown at us. So we're just going to convert this word problem, 4,700 centimeters into kilometers, into that form right there. So again, we start with the 4,700 centimeters. Instead of an equal sign, we put a times sign, and we put a fraction. Put the centimeter in the denominator to cancel it out. Now, here's the issue. The issue is we can't go straight from centimeter to kilometer. There is no conversion given to us for that. So we have to convert to something else first. Well, we look at these two labels right, these two labels right here, and we see they both have a base unit of meters. So that means they both can be converted to and converted from meters. So we're going to put meters here, but we don't want to end up in meters, we want to end up in kilometers, so that means we need one more fraction. Put meters in the denominator, and kilometers on top. Meters now cancel out. Now we're ready to stick in the numbers. So, the larger label between meter and centimeter is the meter, because centi is lowercase here. So we put the 1 there. The prefix centi means 100. Then we come over here, kilometer and meter. The larger label is kilometer because we have a capital K there. So we put the 1 by the larger label, the kilometer. But we still use the kilometer label to determine the number that doesn't have the prefix, rather. And so kilo means 1,000, so we put 1,000 down here. So you get out your calculator or just move the decimal point 5 places. But you take 4,700 divided by 100 and divided by 1,000. I strongly suggest in your calculator that if you hit 4,700 divided by 100, don't hit enter at that point. Hit another division sign and put 1,000. It's just too easy to make a mistake if you don't do it all in one problem. And the nice thing about these calculators that you're using, if you do make a mistake, you just go right back to it, fix the one number that you made the mistake in, then hit enter again, and it's ready. You don't have to type the whole thing out again. You know, people like me who screw up constantly because I'm not focusing, I'm thinking of 10 million other things. It's a wonder. I love these calculators. All right, so you divide this out, and you get for an answer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0.047 kilometers should be your answer. Okay? So, let's take a look at the next example. 604 gigagrams equals how many teragrams? Okay? 604 gigagrams to 2 teragrams. Okay? So now, again, write down this value right here underneath the problem. Times fraction line. Now again, there is no conversion for gigagrams to teragrams, so we have to change the gigagrams to the base unit they both have here, which is the gram. Gigagrams cancel out. Then you put the grams in here at the denominator, and you're going to cancel those out, and that gives you teragrams on top. So everything works out fine there. I hate the number 0, especially when you have big, hairy, fat numbers like these. We really need to use exponents for this. And I'll show you a way that this can be worked on your calculator. The larger label between these two is the capital G for giga. So we put the 1 there. The prefix giga means a billion, which is 10 to the 9th power. So I would type in 1 times 10 to the 9th power. Now you put 10 to the 9th power there if you want, but I'm going to show you a key on your calculator that is going to absolutely make life much more easy for you. But you don't have to use it, but I will demand it later on when we get into more complicated problems. Over here, the bigger label is the capital T, so put the 1 there. Capital T, which is tera, means 10 to the 12th. So this is 1 times 10 to the 12th. Now, in your calculator, this is how I'm going to want you to do the problem. 604 times, and then you hit the number 1, and then there is a key in your calculator above the comma for those who have the graphing calculators, and it varies with the others, but in the TI calculators, you'll see this insignia, EE, double E. You're going to hit second comma, and then instead of 2 E's, it's going to put 1 E there, and that actually is a shorthand form in the TI system of 10 caret, times 10 caret. So E is all of this right here. So you don't have to type all that in. The second comma key, which gives you this E, is 4 characters that is saved in the calculator as 1. And then 9. And that is the exponent, which is what this caret means right here. It means to a power. You have a caret symbol on the upper right hand, on the far right hand side of your calculator. I believe it's right above the division sign. Then this is in the denominator, so this is going to be divided by instead of times. And this is where it's important to use the EE key at this point because of another feature that I've not described yet, which is important for this. So 1, second comma gives you the E, and then you get, you punch in a 12. Now, had you used this right here, you would have had to put the whole thing in parentheses here. You don't have to here, but probably a good idea to get in the habit if you don't like to use this key. Trust me, learn how to use this key. It saves you lots and lots and lots of steps. You just boom, 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 done. Okay? And then your answer is 0.604. One big caution in using the EE key. Sometimes your calculator will give you an answer like 1.4 E negative 6. Do not put that as your answer. That is an inappropriate use of number. It is a computer ease shorthand form for times 10 to the caret. So if you get this on your calculator, you will write that in scientific notation as 1.4 times 10 to the negative 6. And we are going to deal with scientific notation here in the next couple of weeks. So you'll understand exactly what that means. But this is how I want you to write your answer. Do not give me an EE key. Now that isn't the issue here. You're going to get 0.604, and but when you get really long decimal values, your calculator kicks it into scientific notation and uses the shorthand form 4 times 10 caret. So be careful of that. Do not write it this way. Write it this way for an answer. But punch it into your calculator right there, unless you really like to put in all kinds of characters in your calculator, then have fun with that, okay? Okay. All right, moving on. So, last one. How many inches are there in 44.5 yards using only the conversions I gave you? 44.5 yards to inches. This is the mathematical version of the problem. We have the blah, blah, blah question. This is the math problem version. So again, write down 44.5 yards. times fraction line. Now, according to the conversion I gave you, there is no conversion going from yards to inches, so I want you to change yards to feet. That I did give you. And then, yards cancel out. Second fraction, put feet on the bottom, which makes sense, feet. And inches on top. Feet in the denominator. Cancel out the feet in the numerator. And plug in numbers. We know that 1 yard equals 3 feet. And if you don't know it, you should. And we know that 1 foot equals 12 inches. And then we multiply all this garbage out. And our answer is, did I do that right? 44.5? Is that what I used? Yeah, okay, good. That didn't sound right all of a sudden. So our answer then becomes 1,602 inches. Your practice problems are those 5 problems right there. Have fun.